Hello everyone. So today it's all about the Monstera Burle Marx Flame. I'm gonna grab this one because it's a claw. It's a claw. I want to thank everyone who watched that video. Look at the claw. Ooh. Okay, also the tribble is back. I'm gonna repot a bunch of these. This is gonna be kind of chaotic, but like what's new? Like I'm thinking I'm gonna put the ones in LECA in one planter and put a moss pole. I'm gonna put a couple that are in pon in a bigger planter of pon. I was kind of thinking like, for the LECA one, I want to do this clear nursery pot and then a dog bowl. And then the pond one, use the self-watering pots that I usually use for mainly my Anthuriums. And then, oh gosh, I'm not even sure. The mama, I kind of want to chop this big one over here because y'all know that there's two plants if you watch that video. So the big one, which pushed out these 3 leaves over here, there's a couple aerial roots, so maybe. And also, I don't know, there's a chance I might cut the other one. Listen, plants that I absolutely love. Thai Constellation, Philodendron Strawberry Shake. Y'all know that I cannot be stopped when it comes to plants I am absolutely obsessed with. Like, I truly want to say, like, those are the top 3. So potentially, if I do chop one of them, I might take one of the already rooted aerial roots with it, so I might have to just like take it all out. So like chaos. So let's do the easy stuff first. Oh, and I was gonna answer questions. I think there's only a few from the video. Okay, I'm gonna read the comment and then I'm gonna prepare this moss pole. Is there a vent or any drafts where you had the plant when the leaves were yellowing? Maybe that's why it was just up top. So I don't think it's airflow. At the time, it was against my south-facing window. It's not right under a vent, but saying that, I do think airflow is so important. And just based on my experience, I've had so many different kinds of plants under my vents. I have 2 vents in my bedroom. Like famously, my Thai Constellations, I had 6 right under a vent, cool air conditioning, and no damage with all those. I've had Anthuriums under vents with no damage there. My air conditioning is usually set at like 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Also during winters when the heat's on, like those Thai Constellations and those Anthuriums, they were fine. I do strongly believe I made a mistake measuring my nutrient solution and I just overdid it. So I strongly believe that it was because of the nutrient burn or whatever. Nutrient? Yeah. Okay, moss pole made. This has been on my wish list for a long time. Same as you, I'm in love with the leaf shape, but tell me more about the overall growth habits. It's hard because, you know, when I had it, I got this as a small baby, so y'all know that it's been quite a journey. I only experienced growing this in LECA, and then propagating this plant, I now have a bunch in Let's Use a Pond. So my journey is kind of starting with the pod, like growing this plant in pond. And obviously I can't really speak about growing this in an aerated mix because I haven't done it. I would say that the speed of growth, whether that's roots or foliage, it's kind of the same as like any type of like Monstera deliciosa. So I would say like the growth is similar to me in my experience to a Thai Constellation, Monstera aurea, Monstera albo. Like it's very, very, very similar. I think when I did my reveal on this channel about a year ago, I think it was like a leaf per month when she was small. And I was using my nutrient solution that I showed in the video. So obviously my experience is limited, and that's why I kind of wanted to propagate this plant a lot, see how it behaves, see how it grows. Obviously I didn't master like growing it in LECA, like it didn't finish right as much as I wanted it to because of that mishap. Sorry, I'm just taking the moss pole. There's these small holes and I'm gonna just put zip ties to kind of secure it a little bit. And so yeah, and so it's tough. Like I always like to talk about my experience first. Okay, I'm gonna hope the pond is heavy enough. I also don't know if I finished. Sorry, I was concentrating. I also don't know if I finished answering the question. But again, very limited experience. That's why when it comes to like my favorite plants, that's why I have more of an opinion when it comes to the Thai or like the strawberry shake, because I've first of all grown so many and in different mediums as well. Sorry, I'm just like, why are you not settling? Oh, it's a zip tie. It's a zip tie. I didn't cut the extraness. I was like, why isn't it like flat? Okay, cute. Nice flames. Are you slowly getting out of using LECA? No, I've gone back and forth through like the past year. If I like LECA better, if I like pond better. And I still like, they have their pros and cons. And both of them have a lot of pros, so that's why I have the majority of my collection in both. And I want to see the difference. Again, I'm very curious, y'all know that. And so like, it's not like, I mean, I know this plant is like newer to the scene, but like you don't see people growing them in semi-hydro. You have seen like so many specimens in aerate mixes, like that's not new, like on social media and stuff. So again, I just need to know for myself in my environment how they will do. I'm just adding pon to kind of secure the moss pole. And mainly, like, the biggest thing with pon, I feel like I could ignore the plant more. So if I get busy and I forget to, like, water a plant or feed it, like, pon has just amazing abilities to hold on to moisture better than LECA. And so I'm at a point with my collection where my plant's in LECA. I've cut down the time to changing the nutrient solution to two-ish hours. Before, when I had, you know, all my plants in nutrient solutions, I would take four hours, I think, which is a long time. So it's also that, like, there's so many things. Like, I love both. So I'm not getting out of using LECA. So were the petioles so long due to the excessive fertilizer too? They seem too long to me, especially if the plant was getting plenty of light. Also, I wonder if that explains why the leaves lost the fenestrations. You know what? I think a big thing was because before, when she grew rapidly and she grew all those fenestrations, she was under grow light for 14 hours a day. The duration of light, I think, was very important, and the intensity. So I thought, you know, if I moved this against my south-facing window during the summer, it would be fine. But the thing is, yes, it's a south-facing window. I was about to go on a rant, but like me living here for like 6-7 years, I know that the two condos in front of the south-facing window, they block a lot of the sun. And so I would say that there were some days, especially, you know, you can't predict the weather, like overcast, rain, like it is so just up and down when it comes to the levels of light during the summer, that I think that's one reason why the petioles were longer, the fenestrations disappeared. It could be because of the fertilization as well, or over fertilization. And also the internodes got so much bigger. And I thought mine was strange because every time I see pictures, everyone's internodes are so tight. So I don't know, I think light was like the biggest thing. Obviously the over fertilization, like the plant was probably not happy with it. But I think light was the biggest thing. Then when I propagated it, I moved all of them to a grow light for 14 hours a day. And so yeah, okay. The first one, which is the lobster claw, so I'm gonna put this one and maybe a second one in this planter. Beautiful root system. You can see the branching. It looks to me that there's two main root systems and then all this branching. So that's wonderful. I don't think there's any aerial roots, but I'm just gonna, you know, set it against the moss pole like this, and hopefully it will find its way. Okay. Looks funny. Looks so funny. Okay. Let me look for the second one. Should I put 3? Should I put 3? So I have this one. Obsessed. So I'm thinking, oh, there's another one here in pon. Should I do 3 in one pot? The roots are gonna be angry. God, it's just that there's not enough space for the roots. I'm gonna have to take out some pon. Okay, one sec. I forgot to mention, I got a lot of comments about purchasing one of these props. I'm not planning to sell. Again, I'm mainly doing this maybe eventually in the future, but like, again, like, I don't know, there's so much value just learning from so many different plants and how they grow in pon versus LECA. And I also love this plant. Like, I want so many. Okay, so for sure I'm gonna do this one in the same planter. Sorry, I don't know what I included, but like, I was just like deep in thought. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I don't know if you could see, so lots of wetness. And so the main root system, as you can see, was at the very bottom. Like, it looks like severely wet, which is okay, but like long term, like, why didn't it branch up here anyhow? So we're gonna put this one in. Oh gosh, I think I could only fit 2 in one planter. I think that's what it's gonna be. Okay, please, please, Dolly. Oh my god, this is so hard. Can you listen here? Look at this. These two together. Wow. Stunning. Sorry, I didn't record it, but I just attached the moss pole to the same planter, so 2 zip ties. Using Pon, like, it'll secure it better than the one in LECA. So that's this one. And then this one, so I'm gonna use, you know, a nursery pot and then just this dog bowl here as the reservoir. And again, I just zip tied the moss pole to here. And I just put a piece of packing tape just to secure it for the time being. But let's do the second Pon one. Okay, so we have 3 more in Pon. So I'm probably just gonna put this one, remember this one, the top one over here. Probably just gonna put this one in a self-watering planter just so I can keep an eye on the reservoir. As you can see, like, can't really see much. Plus I kind of want to look at the roots, and this is the one that had the stem rot in the beginning because my shears weren't sharp enough. So let's look at that as well. I'm happy to report that there is a new aerial root right here, right there. I don't know if she was there before, but she's very unstable, so I'm very happy that I'm repotting her today. It's exciting, everyone. Who's excited? Okay. I mean, no complaints, I would say. It is a fantastic root system. Even like sifting through the pond. No root death. It is fantastic. Look at this. It looks to me it's one main root system. You can see this root over here because it wasn't submerged properly. It might have dried out, and then wetting it made it rot. So I'm going to submerge this so it can root as well. Wow, look at this. Can you believe? It's amazing. I do want to say there are some dead roots, and this is normal. See, I just kind of, you know when you could just like rip a piece? And there's some here. That is fine. Sometimes it's just inevitable, like, just as long as it's not the entire root system. You know what, like, I'm feeling pieces of moss, so I'm almost thinking that these were roots that were acclimated to the moss, and then during the transfer they didn't do well. I'm just taking some of them off, but like, whatever. Oh my god, and then the levitate, it's not levitating, I keep saying that. Oh, I don't know why, but I am absolutely obsessed with this one. But I obviously need to stabilize it somehow. So this one, that was in the deli container. She did push out this long root. She's trying to find something to secure to. So I'm gonna submerge this in the pond. And then it looks to me that, yeah, I'll put on that side. Okay. These deli containers are fine when you're starting out, but obviously when the plant starts to get more thirsty, you know, visually you can't really see much. Like for example, the pond is like wet and like, anyhow. Ooh, looks good, guys. Look. So it's interesting because you know what I've said about, it seems like this root system was at the very bottom of the deli container, which is great. It's fascinating because I remember when she was in here, I was filling up the reservoir up to here. And I mean, look, you can see just by comparing, that's where the root system is. Plant's roots needs to be moist at pretty much all times, but also the environment where the roots are impacts, you know, root health. So obviously Pon, LECA, chunky arid mixes, critical. I'm forgetting this root is so big. Okay, I'm trying to like move it across without breaking anything. Because when you have a hydrated root, they're so tough. I mean, it's good, but like, girl. Come on, girl. I should have started with this one first. It's becoming very difficult. Okay. Let me take them both out. Oh, I feel bad. Oh, I feel bad. It's because the second one has a longer root, and so trying to submerge it when the aerial root is already like so firm. Pone is dropping. Okay, I think this is gonna be better. Okay, I'm trying to explain what's happening. So this was an aerial root that already grew. Y'all know that the branching's at the very bottom. So because it's a hydrated plant, you can't bend this. And so I'm trying to wrap the root around the circumference of the planter and try not to break it, because obviously if you break that, the rest of the root system will die. So I'm just trying to find a clever way and it's not working. Where's the car here? I'm so sorry, I didn't talk at all, but I was concentrating. Okay, so the one with the long root is this one. She's like really at the front of the planter. I'm hoping once she latches, she like throws herself back onto the moss pole, hopefully. And then second one, which is this one. So no fennies, and this is the mother leaf. I'm keeping the mother leaves because it's another additional solar panel for the plant. And I'm just gonna remove the stopper just so I could give it a good watering. Just because this new pond that I have in this bin, it's not bone dry, but it's dry. And so, you know, obviously I want the roots at the top, the aerial roots at the top to root, and they won't if it's dry. So just taking the stopper out so I can like thoroughly flush it without like water logging it. Is that the right term? I think I can fit these under where they were before, but I'll just leave it here for now. They look funny. Okay. The one that hasn't pushed any new leaf, again, just gonna put it in a self-watering planter. So looking, oh, there's rot. Not the roots, the stem. That's why it's not doing well. Sorry, I don't know why my tongue is out. Ooh, y'all, I don't know. I think this one's a goner. Over here. I put my finger through it. It is so squish. I'm like pulling this. I am pulling this. Roots look roots look good, but like, I mean, if the rot reaches, you know, any higher, can you focus? It'll just die. What? I might just call me crazy. Call me crazy. I might just put it in pond. I know people will usually say cut. I actually can't. There's like nowhere else I can cut. And I mean, I could also like cut and just have a wet stick, but it's gonna die and put in a prop box. I don't know. I'm just gonna do this. I'm trying to just not submerge that part of the stem, but also submerging the roots. So I think I'm just gonna have to tape it because it's not happening. It's not happening. Why did that happen? So combination, obviously y'all saw if you watched that video that she was already starting to like go, and sometimes when you have jaggedy edges, it's going to happen. Jaggedy edges equals all these new areas for the rot to kind of live. Ooh, I don't know. It's hard not to submerge it, but also like making sure the roots are submerged. Can we cooperate? Okay, so I added so much tape because I needed a way to submerge all the roots, but also having this just at the surface and not against the pond. I mean, this could be a goner, who knows, but this looks so funny. Okay, did a little bit of a cleanup. Oh my gosh, I almost pulled this right out. So let's move on to the ones in LECA. Now, I think I'm gonna use all three. I think I'm gonna put all three, even though I guess this is the second last one that hasn't pushed out a leaf, but here it is. So I'm gonna try to be careful, you know me. I already damaged it trying to take it out. I don't know if you can see that. Oh my gosh, look at that brown. It's okay, you're still gonna be pretty. And we're gonna use that nursery pot. And then the third one is the claw. That claw. There's a chance, I think I'm gonna be okay, but there's a chance that I'm gonna run out of LECA. I'm hoping just the combination of the three in these planters is gonna be enough. Is my mic on? Yeah, it is, okay. Oh my God, I was worried. Okay, so starting with this one, this is perfect because there is an aerial root. Did I show this already in the beginning? I'm taking so many like breaks to just like clean in between because you know. Ooh. Ooh. Looking good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there are some dead roots. I want to show you. So this cluster in the center, do you see that? I kind of think, because you can see pieces of moss, the same thing that I said before, it's not focusing. The same thing I said before where The roots that grew into the moss pole, they weren't used to LECA, and so they did die off. However, there's branching. The branching's kind of everywhere. That's hilarious. Because there's branching at the top from where like a lot of the cluster of the roots were dead, but there's also more at the bottom. Wow, that's impressive. So healthy roots. I didn't even show you the healthy roots. Healthy roots at the bottom, and then look at this big one. Look at that. So, oh yeah, and then the other area root coming in. So that's very exciting. I am taking, I mean, sometimes I don't even care. Sometimes I just like repot it, and I don't care that there's like small little things of dead roots or moss, and plants are actually more resilient than you think. You don't have someone in nature, you know, trying to, oh, I was supposed to put some LECA first. I just put enough LECA to, you know, fill that much. Grabbing the plant. Oh my god, please. Please be okay. Oh my gosh. And now I'm thinking, like, I hope I can fit all three. I'm really hoping. Alrighty, you're gonna stay on that side. Let's do this one. So I know this one has roots in the reservoir. Again, I'm gonna have to break them, unfortunately. So sad. This root is so healthy. I hate when well, I'm gonna have to cut that. Okay, but I mean, we're seeing the same thing where the roots that were in moss here, do you see that? That's rot and moss. But then lower, you can see this amazing root system. So this root, I had to break it, unfortunately. So I'm just kind of removing those roots that are dead, and like there's still some moss attached as well. This is so awkward. Okay. Okay, numero 3. You can already see new root growth there. Let's take a closer look, everyone. Great root system. Like the other ones, you can see the moss roots there. These ones look okay though. I'm gonna do a feel. Yeah, they feel good. See, now I don't want to disrupt this because like she's like perfect, but she's not gonna fit, so I'm gonna have to. Ooh, y'all. This is a lot. Should have done this one first. This looks, all of this looks so funny. I don't know what y'all can see, but it looks hilarious. Okay, we're gonna be okay with this, even though this is a little questionable, the placement. Okay. So, okay, I wanna show you, because the air pockets now, because, you know, the LECA kind of fell off the roots, they're so big, that's still okay, because just as long as it's, you know, constantly moist, the area around there will be fine for roots to grow. But I'm really gonna have to keep an eye on like the reservoir. Okay, so this monstrosity is a 3 cutting. So I'm afraid for the claws over here, they're kind of like to the side. I tried to reposition, and I'm like, I think that root ball from the other one was just so big that it pushed it when it all settled when I like shook it. So, I mean, we'll see. Maybe I have to guide her back. Or I might propagate it. We'll see what happens. Okay, I have some nutrient solution from, it's been sitting for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. First, I want to see if they fit in the same spot. They might be closer to the grow light, but like during a transfer of any kind, I do give them higher light, like more light than usual. So let's take a look there. Okay, first, ooh. Oh my god, I positioned the camera so poorly. Also, this tie looks scary. Okay, and then this one. Stagger it a little bit. Okay, and then... I don't know what you can see. Okay, also, I did have a clever idea. Well, I think it's clever, where, you know, the root rot one, it's not the root rot one, where the stem rot one, I basically cut this cup in half, and I'm just gonna rest it right under, so that part, and I'm hoping the root isn't like so close to the rotten part. I was like, I'm genius. I didn't even test it out yet. I think it's good. Put it there so the stem is not touching the pond, which is always kept moist. Okay, we'll see. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I hate this. Everyone's hugging. Not in a good way. Okay, so here's my nutrient solution. Gosh, y'all can't see a thing. Better? Who knows? I'm just gonna water over top. Okay, so there's a little bit of a reservoir now in this dog bowl. Okay, what's the verdict, guys? I want to cut the big one for sure. And I think for now I'm just gonna put it in water. It's hard. The roots, oh my gosh, I'd even... I was like, look at the roots, guys. The roots are the same over here. Lots of branching. I'm kind of curious if there's another node here, and there should be, I might just propagate it. Yeah, there is. Did it dry up though? Okay, I think I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna have to separate the roots though. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, let's hold this. Let me see the roots. They look good. This one's brown, but it's still looking good. I know I could just let them grow. I know. Again, it's the same with my Thai Constellation strawberry shake. Like I just need to propagate them. I need to. And just seeing that they all have, like each node has its own independent root system that has rooted in the LECA. I'm just gonna separate them and put them in their own planters for now. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. You know, originally, I don't know if I've said this in a while. Originally, okay, wait, I need to show you this. There's some rot at the bottom. I didn't notice this before. Do you see that? So I'm just feeling, it's not bad though. It's the branches, the main root system though is still there, but it is at the bottom of the planter. I do have to say, I've had the roots in the reservoir for a long period of time with a lot of my Monstera, so Thai Constellation, Albo, Aurea. I wanna say this might be because of the change in seasons, but also maybe it's not as resilient when the roots do sit in the reservoir. I'm just taking as much off, but I don't know if I can't get rid of all of it, obviously. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm gonna try to separate a little bit. This is so wonderful. I'm just like so impressed with this. I love how I have one of these wicks from like the very first planter was in. I think I'm gonna rip it, it's fine, whatever. Wow, this is the bottom. This is the bottom root system, look. Do you see this? This is when she was tiny. And she still has those two root systems, wow. Okay, I was saying, my love for propagating, it wasn't originally like a love. It was more of like, okay, Kev, you don't know much about plants. And this was obviously at the beginning of my plant journey. You don't know a lot about plants. Let's propagate it just so in case this one doesn't make it, you have another one. Like that was like the main thing of why I started propagating plants, because I didn't want to lose any of them. And then surprise, a lot of them did survive. I mean, obviously there's been a lot of casualties as well, but do you see how like I showed you the two bottom main root systems here? Then when we go up, there's one over here and then another one over here, and then after that another one, and these ones specifically are attached to these new plants. Not only that, but these new plants have aerial roots, so potentially, you know, during the transfer, if there's shock or anything, submerging that root will save your plant if, you know, the root system here dies for some reason. So I'm just trying to again see and follow. Okay, oh perfect. Oh, look at this. Okay, we're gonna cut it. Oh, okay, I haven't used these shears. I actually got these so long ago. So they're like pretty new. How do I unlock this? Oh, this. Okay, for real, how you unlock this? Oh, here, okay, okay, I did it. Oh my God, I did it, okay. So sharp, okay. So again, I'm showing you this. And then right here, we're gonna make a cut right over here, 3, 2, 1. Amazing. Because I already separated it, it's this big root system here. Look at this. And then here that is, and then the growth point, and then the new root. And so again, this is the one that had this situation. Okay, moving on to this one. So this aerial root here, I mean this main root system here is amazing. You can see that the root is there, so we're gonna make a chop there. I'm really hoping, because you can see that there is a bud, an axillary bud right there. It doesn't look the best, but I'm so curious to see what's gonna happen with that one. So, cutting right here, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Yes, yes, yes. Separating, look, this one has such a big root system. The one that I just chopped off, this one, the node where the root was, obviously the new growth point got pushed out of the bud. That's number 2. Number 3 is this bottom one. I can't believe I did that. Oh my God. And who knows? Like, I know this part of the stem is like super old, but maybe there's gonna be a root system. I didn't know, not a root system, a new growth point. I didn't realize, like, I wasn't hopeful, and that's why I kept a lot of the plant, but like that might activate. And this one is the one with like this. I have a few options. I could attach a moss pole, put them all back in this planter now that they're separate plants, or should I put them in all? Maybe I'll do individual. I think I might just do individual planters. Do you know what? Okay, I'm putting them all back. I'm putting them all back. I'm just zipping tying. I can't talk. I'm zip tying this moss pole to the bottom of the net pot. I think previously I was like, ugh, I shouldn't have removed the moss pole. I just need to blast it with light, and that's why I decided to take it out. Because when the moss pole was there, it was just too big. Is it cute? Oh my God, what's happening? I don't want to add one to these back ones if possible. Yeah, I can do that. I find when I make the base of the moss pole like at like its second largest or largest, it's pretty okay when it comes to securing itself, just because LECA is lighter than PON. And so just for the beginning, I like to have the zip ties. Just cleaned a little bit. I think I lost a clip, like my camera did that thing where like it corrupted the file, but I think I was just cleaning. So not the worst thing. Prioritizing the big ones. So this one and this one. See, I wish I can have like these bigger planters like for all my plants, but I just like don't have room. And the reason why I picked to do it like this is because it was kind of challenging to fit all the roots in. I think that's gonna work out. Just kind of pushing it against the moss pole so I know where exactly. Yes, just like that, okay. So I just put plant tape just to secure it, but do you see how I'm trying my best to submerge that new aerial root, just because who knows if this existing root system is going to do okay. I think it's going to, but don't want to take any chances. Okay, the second one. So kind of the same as the last one. And then the one that has hilariously the biggest root system, but it's just this one leaf. I'm gonna put in the front because I do want to monitor it. We'll see what happens. Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's start putting the LECA back. And so three separate plants. Y'all saw the root system. I just think it's funny that this one is like, first of all, not skinny. Because, you know, brand new, like young leaves are usually skinny. Can't believe how long this video is taking. So because there's no roots sitting in the reservoir, I am still gonna fill so the LECA is touching the nut pot just to make sure it doesn't dry out. Through time, just monitor to see where the roots are going and how they behave, like is there rot? You know, it's hard because I've seen root death, but I haven't seen it in like a massive portion of the stem. And it's hard because like root death is sometimes like inevitable in any substrate, like pond, soil. Soil, you just can't see it, and that's why people don't talk about it a lot, but like it does still happen in all substrates. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Thank you for watching. Let me know like any tips, suggestions that you have if you've had this plant in pond or LECA. I'm very excited. Like I just know that these plants are gonna be huge in like a year's time. I'm so excited. Alrighty, I'll see you in the next one.